Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate. Well, hello friends, and welcome to class number 175. Yeah, this means that after today we have 20 more classes, 20 to go. But don't celebrate yet, folks, because we've got lots to practice, lots to work on. And today we'll get started with a review of a verb. In fact, two verbs that are kind of interesting. Your student manual focuses on the verb to rise, and I would like to incorporate its sweet sister, the verb to raise. So the difference here is interesting, and these are two verbs that I discussed once on my other radio program called the Verb Circus, where I compared the two verbs, and I can do something similar now. Essentially, to rise, rose, risen, this is an irregular verb, rise, rose, risen, is what we call an intransitive verb. That means it doesn't need an object to do the motion, let's say. So, ascender, subir, por sí solo. Elevarse, aumentar, por sí solo. Okay, to rise. The sun rises in the east. It always rises in the east, and it sets in the west, right? To rise. I mentioned yesterday, I said, I hope my salary will rise next year. Now, if my salary rises, it will be because my boss raised my salary. So to raise is a regular verb, and this is a transitive verb. So transitive verbs like this require an object. Okay, so my boss raised my salary. Yes. Raise your hand if you want to improve your English. Please, everybody, raise your hand if you want to improve your English. Oh, me. Yes, I see you, Pedro. I see you. Okay. Yes. Este plan aumentará nuestros beneficios en un 10%. This plan will raise our profits by 10%. This plan will raise our profits by 10%. Okay. So to raise something, you raise something, it will raise our profits. I'm raising my hand. My hand is rising, but I'm raising my hand. Okay? I'm raising my hand. It's slowly going up. It's rising. It's still rising. It's still rising because I'm still raising it. Oh, it just stopped rising. My hand just stopped rising because I stopped raising it. Okay? So note here, with raise, it's the object that goes up. Que sube. Okay? If I raise the drawbridge, the drawbridge, well, the subject is I raise the drawbridge. And the drawbridge is the object, the drawbridge goes up. Now, the drawbridge is like on a castle. It's one of those bridges on the old castles that can go up and down thanks to a system of chains, for example. So rise and raise. Let's try a little bit of translation, shall we? Do you like translation? Yeah? You like that? El humo de una vela siempre sube. El humo de una vela siempre sube. The smoke from a candle always rises. Yeah, the smoke from a candle always rises. Okay. Está subiendo porque lo estoy subiendo. Está subiendo porque lo estoy subiendo. This is a bit silly, I know. Kyle, you're making up crazy examples again. Yes, I know. It's rising because I'm raising it. okay? It is rising. It's rising because I'm raising it. Los precios suben cuando la demanda sube. Prices rise when demand rises. Okay? If demand rises, prices will rise. The stores will raise prices when demand rises. Okay? All right, let's move on now and take a look at something else that's quite interesting. Two ways of saying poder. The verb poder, what I'm talking about is can. Can and to be able to. Very, very similar. Both are ways of saying poder. I can cook tortilla. I can cook a great Spanish omelet. It's funny, I find myself, I find that I say tortilla, even in English, because for me, I didn't know what a Spanish omelet was until I came to Spain. A tortilla, everyone was talking about this tortilla, and I said, I want to try this. I want to try this tortilla that everybody's talking about. And so I started to, I went to a bar and I ordered it and I loved it. Tortilla. Now I can cook my own. I used to live with a guy from Seville. My first roommate in Spain, he was from Seville, and he taught me to cook a tortilla. He said, all right, Kyle, you're going to get your first real Spanish lesson. You're going to learn how to cook a Spanish omelet, a tortilla. Patata. De patata, I should say. And so I said, great, I'll get the ingredients. I went to the refrigerator, I got out the milk, I got out the cheese, I got out the onion. He said, what are you doing, Kyle? That's typical Giri, trying to put cheese in a tortilla. Incredible. So no, he explained it to me, and I put away the rest of the ingredients, and I used just the ones I had to, and my tortilla wasn't very good. His was great, mine wasn't very good, but I tried again, and again, and again, and one more time, and then finally, probably the fifth time, it turned out pretty good. And now, I keep practicing, and my goodness, I'm now pretty good at making that tortilla. So yes, I can make tortilla. I'm able to. Okay, I am able to make tortilla, but 9 times out of 10 we'll use can. But the case where we have to use to be able to is when we're speaking in the past. Okay? I don't say I could make tortilla. No, because could is used to express a shade of possibility. But here, when we're talking about an ability, yes, a definite, we're talking about can, but changing it into the past, we don't say yesterday I could cook tortilla. No, I would say I was able to cook tortilla. I had time, so I was able to cook a delicious tortilla following my Sevillian friend's recipe. My friend from Sevilla, from Seville. I was able to cook one, and it tasted fantastic. It turned out, to salir, to end up, or turn out. It turned out great. It turned out delicious. I was able to make a great tortilla yesterday. So in the past, we use to be able to be able to. Puedo nadar 100 metros. I can swim 100 meters. No puedo venir el lunes. I can't come on Monday. Pudieron venir al final. They were able to come in the end. They were able to. So notice pudieron in the past. In the past, they were able to. Yes. He can come, but he wasn't able to come yesterday. They can do it, but they weren't able to do it yesterday. She can buy one, but she wasn't able to buy one last week. So in the past, we're using to be able to, was able to, or in the plural, were able to. All right? Very interesting. So remember, can, keep it for the present. In the past, was able to, were able to. Now, I'd like to mention something, let's call it pronunciation. Pronunciation. What? All right, yeah, I'm going to call this pronunciation. Let's talk about pronunciation. Really, it's not pronunciation, though. It's more intonation. Intonation. But I love that little blah, 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 jingle sound. Pronunciation. I like that, so all right, we'll use it. But really, it's intonation. I want to talk about can and can't. Can and can't. And this will relate to the next topic. In a moment, we're going to talk about numbers. But first, I'd like to talk about can and can't because it's similar to numbers in this sense of intonation being very important. Okay? I can cook a tortilla. I can't cook a tortilla. I can drive a car. I can't drive a car. I can eat a hamburger. I can't eat a hamburger. I can ride a bicycle. I can't ride a bicycle. Notice how in the affirmative I'm saying I can da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And in the negative I'm saying da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. I'm stressing the can't. So in English, we typically we add a special intonation on can't, but we don't put a special stress on the affirmative can. Usually, okay? Now, of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit to make a point, but if you add an extra stress on can't, it will help you to be understood, okay? Otherwise, you're simply relying on that T and the listener's interpretation and understanding of the T there, can't. But it's nice to add can't. I can't come to the meeting tomorrow. I'm sorry, I can't come. I can't make it. I'm too busy, for example. All right, let's move on and take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. Yes, friends, it is time for the word of the day. Our word of the day today, in fact, is two words, both in Spanish and in English. Debido a. Debido a. Here we say due to. Do, D-U-E, do. Some people say Jew, and I say do, just like do. Do you like pizza? Yes, I do. Do to, debido a. Of course, due to is also fine. Either pronunciation is acceptable. Due to the rain, we've decided to cancel the match. Due to the weather, we've decided to stay home. Due to the problems with the computer system, we couldn't finish the project. Due to, always with the preposition to. All right, debido a, due to. Let's move on now into class number 175. And we have a little review with numbers. Oh, that's right, numbers. I know, that's right. Many of you at home are saying, Kyle, we reviewed numbers about 100 classes ago. We've seen it. Move on. But no. No. We can't skip this. We can't omit it. We can't forget about this because numbers are very, very important. So let's do it. Get out your pen and get out your paper because we're going to practice some numbers. And I say this every time. Get ready to write these down, but if you're driving, don't write them down, okay? Pull over, take a breather, take a break, then get out your pen and paper and write down the following numbers. The first one, 235,653. Did you get that? Remember, 100 and then after the 100 and we have a comma. So after the group of thousands, we have a comma. But when we're pronouncing, when we say thousand, we never put an S there, and we never put an S on 100. 235,653. The second number is 223,670. And the next number is 360,670. And finally, 554,560. I'll repeat, 554,560. That first number, what was that first number? Did you get that one? María, en voz alta. En casa, en voz alta. Isabel, también. 235,653. Very good. And the second number was 23,670. Very good. The third number, what was the third number? 360,670. Also 670, yes. And the last number, what was the last number? 554,560. Correct. Good. Well done. Muy bien. Good job. Good job. All right, let's move on. We'll practice with a few numbers tomorrow, but let's move on now and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, friends, we have 5 words of vocabulary today, as we do every day. The first word is subir, or elevar, which we just saw. We just saw it, friends. Raise, the verb to raise. That's right, to raise. Advertir. Advertir. Wear your seatbelt, because otherwise you could have problems in an accident. To warn. W-A-R-N. Warn. Warn. Tendencia. Tendencia. This is a trend. T-R-E-N-D. Trend. Trend. Tendencia. Innecesario. This is unnecessary. 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 Escrito. Escrito is written. 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 All right. Very good. Now we just have about half a minute left. So we'll have to get to the rest of this tomorrow. But we'll take a look here at structure. What's the best way to... ¿Cuál es la forma más fácil de... The easiest way. In this case, what's the best way to... What's the easiest way... What's your favorite way to infinitive? ¿Cuál es la forma más fácil de aprender inglés? What's the easiest way to learn English? Now, notice how you say in Spanish, ¿cuál? But in English, the point here is in this structure, we always use what. What's the easiest way to learn English? Well, working hard. Study, 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 study. It's the only way to learn English, I think. You have to make the effort. It's not easy, but that doesn't mean that it can't be fun. I think it's important. You have to find a way that's fun. You have to find a way that you enjoy so that you'll stay with it and stay focused, right? What? What's the easiest way to learn English? What's the best way to get to the center of town? What? Never with which, but rather what in these questions. What's the best way to? What's the cheapest way to? What's the fastest way to? Okay? Now, we'll review all of this and so much more tomorrow. I have to stop there because we're out of time, but please keep listening. I'll be back in a few minutes with the advanced portion of today's class. As always, my name is Kyle. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I'll help you out. Write to me through vonradio.com or through the website bauganingles.com. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.